Let's head to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we hear from Fred. What's going on today, Fred?
Hey, thanks for coming on the show again, Rowdy.
Hey, man, thank you.
Hey, my wife Kelly wanted me to thank you for the autograph that I got for her in Bristol, although I wanted to
Yeah, good move.
She wanted the autograph, so we know how that went down. But anyway, real quick, before Petty kicks me off the air, let me say this. I hear Adam on the radio talking about the big picture when you aren't running well, and I see you taking a 15th or a 20th place car to a top 5 or top 10. With that being said, how difficult can it be to have a second place is the first loser attitude going through the playoffs and still race for the big picture in Homestead? And how much is Adam playing that role for you on top of the pit box to keep focused?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot to that. In my mind, it's actually easier when you're in the playoffs to go through each race as a just take what you can get type mentality.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the benefit that we had of the regular season and the bonus points and everything that we accrued during that part of the season. My frustration in finishing second is in the regular season because it's like, man, we were so close to another win. I know what that means in the playoffs. You know, so that pisses you off more than anything.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Finishing second in the playoffs is kind of like, okay, yeah, you're mad you finished second. You could have automatically won and moved yourself through. But in my mind, like, you can also point your way through. When we get to the final round going to Homestead, there's going to be one guy that points his way through. Even if there's 3 different winners in those 3 races, there's still going to be one guy that can point his way through. So if you're the best of the guys that are pointing your way in, then obviously you'll be there.
Yeah. I've stolen that quote from you, the insurance policy. That's a great way to describe.
That was a great
But that's the perfect way to describe those regular season points.
Right.
Just having an insurance policy into the playoffs.
Yeah,
so.
It's definitely. I talked to my insurance agent after Vegas, and I asked him. I said, "Please don't allow my premiums to go up," and he was obliged. So
that's very nice of him to do. Let's go to Kevin in Alabama. Kevin, what's going on?
Yes, I want to ask a question for Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kyle. What would be your strategy this weekend at Talladega? Run up front, run at the back, or go for the win?
Yes, all 3. I'm sure at some point we're going to be running in the back somewhere or another. We might even qualify there. But past that, then you want to try to get up front. We talk about points. You want to try to get up within the top 10 in order to score those stage points in the first stage and the second stage. And depending on when the wreck happens, I mean, I've been wrecked on lap 5 there in Talladega. I've been wrecked on 3 to go 3 times over again with green, white checkers there, you know. So there's always the crash that's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So I think you just have to go out there and race and race as hard as you can. And when guys are crashing, you just hope they're playoff guys with you that are behind you.
How tough is it to put yourself in position for stage points there? Because you can come off turn 4 with 8 points and cross the start-finish line with no points.
Absolutely.
I mean, how tough is that to figure out where you need to be?
You just race it out. I mean, I don't think in that situation, like if you're duking it out that tight, you can't do anything, you know. But you're trying to plan a couple laps ahead, whatever, and where the runs are and what's happening. And even if you're running 8th, you're trying to figure out how to get to 4th if there's a group of you.
Yeah.
But if you're running 8th and you're single file with 12, you're just like, if anybody pulls out of line, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So nobody does.
Yeah, nobody does.
You know, so that you just kind of ride it out in that situation.
Hey, Motorsports fans, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe before you go for all the latest news and highlights across motorsports.